Hey everyone, welcome back to Anand Foundations. Today, we're diving into an essential security topic, access control models. If you're managing data, resources, or just interested in cybersecurity, understanding these models is crucial. Let's explore the different types of access control models and see how each one works. Access control models determine who gets access to what in a system. Whether you're in IT, management, or just curious, knowing these models can help you choose the right security setup. Let's start with discretionary access control, or DAC. With DAC, the resource owner controls who can access their resources and sets specific permissions. Imagine you have a shared folder and you want to decide who can view, edit, or delete files in it. That's DAC. It's flexible, but since permissions can be easily modified or shared, it's not the most secure option. Next up is mandatory access control, or MAC, a highly secure model used in places like the military and government. MAC doesn't rely on individual permissions, but on security classifications. Picture a classified government document that only people with top secret clearance can access. That's MAC. It's very secure, but also very rigid, perfect for high security environments where strict control is a must. Now let's look at role-based access control, or RBAC. In RBAC, access is based on roles rather than individuals, which makes it highly scalable. For example, an organization might have roles like admin manager and employee. Each role comes with its own permissions, so you don't have to manage each person individually. It's efficient and easy to maintain, especially in larger organizations. Attribute-based access control, or ABAC, is one of the most flexible models out there. Instead of just roles or permissions, ABAC uses attributes of the user, resource, or environment to make access decisions. Imagine a healthcare provider accessing patient records. With ABAC, access could be limited to certain departments, restricted to work hours, and only allowed on hospital premises. ABAC provides highly specific access control based on real-world factors. Next, we have policy-based access control, or PBAC, which is similar to ABAC but driven by predefined policies. PBAC uses conditions like time, location, or even device type to grant or deny access. For example, if a company's policy only allows access to certain resources during business hours from the corporate network, PBAC can enforce that consistently. It's especially helpful in environments where access needs to change based on dynamic conditions. Rule-based access control relies on rules to determine access. These rules are often simpler than policies and can be used to add conditions like time-based access restrictions. For instance, access to certain systems may only be allowed during office hours. Rule-based access is often used alongside other models to add extra conditions like time or location limits. Access control lists, or ACLs, give very specific permissions to individual users or user groups. It's useful for assigning read, write, or execute permissions on a case-by-case basis. For example, in a file-sharing system, you can set permissions for each user individually. Some users can edit, some can only view, and others may have no access at all. While ACLs give you precise control, they can be harder to manage in large systems. In identity-based access control, access decisions are based on individual user identity, often with multi-factor authentication. It's common in environments where verifying who the user is matters more than their role. Banks, for instance, may require you to authenticate with your identity each time you access your account. Last but not least, contextual access control is all about the context of access. It uses real-time information like location, device, or time to decide if access should be allowed or denied. Say you're trying to access your work system from an unfamiliar location. Contextual access might block you or require extra verification. It's often combined with other models for real-time adaptability. So, those are the main types of access control models. To sum it up, DAC gives control to resource owners. MAC is all about strict classifications. RBAC is role-based and scalable. ABAC and PBAC use attributes and policies for flexible, condition-based access. ACLs offer detailed control per user, while IBAC and contextual access focus on user identity and real-time context. What do you think? Which access control model fits your needs best? Let me know in the comments below. And if this video helped you understand access control, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights on cybersecurity and IT. Thanks for watching, and remember, staying secure starts with the right access control.